Hey guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. For you my subscribers, thank you for subscribing. We're up to like 600 something subscribers. This is amazing. This is like so cool. Anyways, so today I wanted to give you an update on my experience with jury duty. So jury duty is where you are randomly selected by the government or by your county, by your district, to attend court. So it's my first time because I haven't been a citizen for so long. One, well, you have to be a citizen for you to even be picked to go for to jury duty. So I some of you guys who might be new here, I recently became a U.S. citizen. I think that was earlier this year, so not recently, but recent enough. So this was exciting at the same time. Nervous. I was very nervous because I didn't know what to expect. You know, you see something show up in the mail and it's from the government. You're like, what now? So, but anyway, so this was my first experience, and you can see they give you that, so you're the juror when you get there. So it was supposed to be at 8:30, so I was there by 8:15. Thank God it's like a close drive. It was about like 10 minutes from our house, so it was an easy drive, and it's like downtown, so I know where to go. And then there's free parking. You not free, but you get a ticket, but they pay that for you. So you scan it and then you give it to them. I mean, you get your ticket, then you give it to them, they scan it, and then have a code at the back which you'll scan when you're coming out of the parking garage. So how is my experience? So it was like normal. So getting there, when I got there, most people were arriving at the same time. You are allowed to bring in your tea or your coffee, your sandwich or your snack. They don't restrict those things. You have to screen them through. So if you've been at the airports, it's just like that. If you've been at like embassies, it's just like that. Or any government places where they have to screen your bag, your handbag, check it to make sure you don't have a gun or anything like that. I mean, this is a courtroom, so a court building, so security is tight. So you have police guys all over the place, but they're not there to harm anybody unless you call for it. So they're there to protect everybody, to make sure everybody stays safe. So they scan that. They don't allow things like a flash drive. If you have that, I saw one of the guys who was in front of me had one in his pocket, and when he went through, it made some noise, and they said, hey, what do you have in your pockets? So he had a flash drive, and they took that away from him. They said you could either go back and put it back in your car, or we could just toss it. And he said just toss it. So maybe it was just empty, nothing was on it, so they threw it in a trash can while he was watching. And then also, what else is so after screening, so you go through, and then you take an elevator. I mean, this could be different from place to place. So you go in one room where you are waiting, everybody waits in there until later, if there's like any court session that is happening. So they come, announce, and then they randomly pick names to go to different rooms for different cases. So we were in that room, all of us, the waiting room, for hours. So we watched a video where it pretty much tells you about jury duty, what to expect, and shows you like pictures of what to do, what not to do. They pretty much tell you if you're picked to go on a case, one, you cannot research that case online. Let's say you head back home, you cannot start searching for that case online. That's illegal. You cannot start discussing that case on social media, for example. You cannot share that information with friends and family. It's fragile information, it's confidential information. So if you're caught, you could be guilty and you could be penalized. And then also, some of my friends were asking that is it mandatory to go to jury duty. So one, if you're a citizen, remember when you're swearing in, that is one of the things that in the Constitution, and you have to obey the Constitution. So yes, it's mandatory, you have to go attend, but can you postpone it? Yes. So you can postpone jury duty up to 1 year for some states, but pretty much you have to give a reason as to why. You have it could be, but it has to be a genuine and valid reason. That's a sounding reason. Let's say you had already vacation planned, or you have exams coming up, or you're not in town that day or that week, or maybe you I don't know what else you could give, but you have to give them reasons, and then they have to get back to you saying it's okay, and then they'll postpone your jury duty date. And then also, you could how you could also not be picked for jury duty could be if you had a felony case on your records. So if, let's say, you still get that in the mail, it's one of the questions that they ask you. If you've had any cases like that, you cannot attend jury duty, so you get disqualified. If you're not a citizen, of course you get disqualified as well. So what else? Yeah, so you can postpone up to 1 year, but and then if you don't show up, you just don't communicate with them, you don't show up, they send you a second warning, and then after that you get fined. It could be $500 and above. You could also actually serve jail. So it's serious. So don't just sit on those letters when you get them in the mail and just trash them. It's actually an offense. It's a real serious offense not to attend jury duty. So, and then once you get in there, so like from my experience, we sat in that room. There was a break room where you could go grab something to eat or warm your sandwich. There's a cafeteria where you could find some eats there, or you could make some tea, or you could just hang out and chill there if you wanted to eat outside the normal room. And then after that, then somebody comes, like one of the administration comes in and talks to you guys about if there's a case happening. So they'll call your names. They randomly again choose names. They don't just say all of you go to the other room. So they'll pick names. Let's say Brenda, let's say Zane, let's say Aiden, let's say Corey, let's say whoever was in that room. They call your names and they'll say go to room 2 or go to room 5. And once you get to those rooms, there are different cases, and if the people who, like the people in charge of the cases, let's say the one who what is it, the judge is there, and also the people that need their hearings to happen that day, if they're present, then you sit, and then the court session is in progress. And then after that as well, so that day you could again randomly be chosen, because then at that point they ask you different things, like different questions about what you just heard about the case. So every person puts in their own reasonings, and then at that point they will again choose some names to keep going with the case, if they feel that you make sense with your reasoning to a different case. And then so you keep going until that case is closed. If you can't make it for the next day, even if you're chosen, you have to give them a reason, but you can't just go one day and then bail out the second day. You get fined. Like it's not fun, so they will fine you. So as for today, we just like honestly sat there for hours and hours and hours. It was very, very boring, but you were allowed to use your computer, you're allowed to use your phone, you're allowed to be on social media, whatever, because it was just a general waiting room, and there was nothing in session like for court to be sharing any confidential information. But once the court session starts, you have to switch off your phone, you have to switch off your computer, and everything is off service until the end of the session, or until you go for like your break, and then you switch back them on. And then if you're coming back into that room, you have to switch them off again. yeah, so that's pretty much it. And then at the end of the day, you get a certificate of attendance. That certificate keeps you out of getting that jury duty letter again for up to 3 years. This could also depend on what state you're in, but for Pennsylvania, it keeps you out for 3 years. I know California, I think, also does the same. um, so until another 3 years, and then maybe you could also randomly be chosen to go back and listen to a case. Yeah, so that's pretty much, that was my experience. And then they, of course, like at the end, they tell you they're going to give you they give you a check for attending, so they pay you for attending jury duty. And this could also depend on your distance from your home to court. If you draw for like 2 minutes, you probably will get like I don't know, like $2. I can't wait to see what shows up in the mail. But I remember my husband getting $5 for spending a whole day there. You can also go ahead and donate that $5 if you know, if that's what you want, or you can just keep it. It's $5, it's $5, right? So it's free money at that point. But so that was my experience, guys. I hope next time I go, I get to actually real attend to cases, because those are like some of the things that I actually like. I'll be watching like things like court in session and listening to cases. I think in my old life I wanted to be a lawyer growing up, so I find those things entertaining. Not entertaining, but they keep me thinking so fast, and being like helping me in my judgment and listening to two different parties and actually coming up with a solution to who I think is right and is wrong. So I always loved such things, like even on TV or in debates. I always loved things like that. So maybe I'll go back to school and be a lawyer or a criminal justice. Who knows? But anyway, so that was my experience, guys. I wanted to share with you. It wasn't anything fun or anything like that, but it was a new experience, and I'm glad I did it. It's one of my rights as a citizen, so I looked forward to it. Not like I was expecting much out of it, but it's a new thing, and I wanted to see how it goes. So, as you take care, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Don't forget to share my videos if you haven't. Don't also forget to turn on your bells so that you can keep getting the notifications every time I upload any videos. Otherwise, take care, stay healthy. My people in Uganda and in Africa in general, have those masks on. Stay safe, stay away from crowds. You take care. Bye bye.